the video game the awards nominees just came out, and I was thinking this is a perfect time to go ahead and check the gem value of some of these games and see how they performed throughout the years, and also vote ourselves, right? Let's vote and see what I consider to be my favorite games and stuff like that, which ones I consider should win. But on categories I may not know too much about, we're gonna vote according to their gem score and according to what I think is more popular and has better community, better performance compared to other games in the list. So that way, we can vote, but have an informed vote for any of those games that we don't have any particular preference towards. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Oh, starting off with the main one, Game of the Year. Okay, we have Death Stranding 2. We have Player Obscure 33, Expedition 33, which you already know I really love this game. Donkey Kong Bonanza, although I have not played it, I've heard really nice things, especially from those that love Nintendo and those that play a lot on the Switch game. Hades 2, I know a lot of people love Hades. Hades making that comeback. And then Hollow Knight, Silk Song, also amazing that this is here. Like, I would say like these three were undoubtedly gonna be on the list, right? If they weren't, I would have been heavily surprised. But these three being here, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I've been told a good amount of like good news about this game, so I'm also not surprised that it's here. I am curious to see how all these games are faring in their gem bout. So Expedition 33, which I definitely expected to be down now, especially since it's a single player game, it's still in 30th place overall in the market. So still really good. I'm seeing an increase here. Okay, so it seems like it has increased in the last couple of, it might be because the Game Awards are coming up. Before the nominees were out, it was seeing roughly 65 gems on average, 60 gems on average. And now, recently, it's been going up. Right now, it's in 83 gems is the highest it's gone recently, but it's currently an 81 gem, a score of 81 gems, which is really good. Its average gem score overall for its entirety of its lifespan is roughly 110 gems, but its highest peak is 417 gems. Really good performance. Once again, I love Expedition 33. I cannot give its praises any more than I have. Great game. Love it. Hades 2 is currently in 309th place in the entire gaming market right now. And if we look at its performance in the last 3 months, we can kind of see that its peak value was 62.19 gems. I expected this score to be way higher than it is, if I'm being completely honest. But a lot of people have been playing this game, not just in PC. They have been playing Hades 2 on the Switch. So a lot of people played this game through other means and not through a computer, which is why I'm seeing such a low score. I think it's suffering through the sequel kind of curse, where the second game in the franchise usually doesn't perform as well as the first game. And I think that's what we're seeing here. And we can see that Hades 1, the original Hades, is currently in 287th place. So it's currently scoring higher than Hades 2, currently on a 7 gem average, which is similar numbers to that of Hades 1 right now. So not as great as I would have expected for Hades, but still pretty decent, pretty good. Next, the one we all love, we all been waiting for, Hollow Knight Silk Song. So we can see that Hollow Knight Silk Song on release reached roughly 81 gems, and it overall has better performance than Hades 2 in keeping its popularity and keeping its gem score. It maintained its average. It currently has an average of 15.45 gems, and currently has a score of similar to Hades, which is what to be expected for a indie game, and the hype has already slowed down a little bit. A lot of people have already passed the game, and it's now basically the niche community that Hollow Knight has always had is now the only ones that continue to play the game. So it's normal for it to go down. So now it's seeing roughly 4.3 gems, but its average is still roughly 6.7 gems as of like right now. So it's still doing good. It's still doing really great. I would say performing overall better than Hades 2. Hollow Knight seems to be doing way better though. Hollow Knight is currently in 133rd place, and we can see that it had its highest spike when it was waiting for Silksong to come out, as we're seeing that Hollow Knight is doing roughly an average of 14 gems, with its most recent value being 16.98 gems. Let's look at the last nominee for Game of the Year, which is Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is currently in 124th place in the gaming marketplace, and it's seeing roughly an average score of 15 gems with a peak value of 29 gems. Overall, pretty steady performance from this game. Kingdom Come Deliverance has a pretty niche community, which is why I'm not surprised that we're not seeing such high value, like gem score values for this game. Even when it came out, I didn't hear too much about it, not too much not too much hype about it, not too much content about it online. Maybe I'm not included in that niche, but I just didn't hear too much about Kingdom Come, other than the fact that people who did play it really loved it and found that it was really good. With taking everything into account, it was already my pick. Expedition 33 was already my pick for Game of the Year, but it seems that even the marketplace itself shows that even when we take into account the performance of every other game, the one that has withstood its performance and withstood its popularity and its player base the best seems to be Expedition 33, as we can see here with it keeping an average gem score of 60 throughout the entire year. And it seems like it's the one game that I think deserves Game of the Year the most. So no surprise here, we're going for Expedition 33. Award for Outstanding Creative Vision and Innovation in Game Direction and Design. Now, purely because of this, I think Split Fiction deserves it. I love what Expedition 33 did, and I think that it really did good in revolutionizing the turn-based genre and showing that the turn-based genre can be way more than what we're used to with traditional JRPGs. I think that it definitely did something really good here, but I do think that Split Fiction had due to the nature of how Split Fiction works, it basically had the player go through so many different type of innovative game designs, and overall while keeping the story really well, keeping that co-op experience to be top tier and people enjoying it no matter where you are in the gaming spectrum, whether you're a really good player or you're a casual or somebody who barely plays video games. Everybody has something to enjoy with Split Fiction because of how the game was designed. So I'm gonna give this one to Split Fiction. So best narrative. I've seen a lot of good things about Silent Hill F, and I've seen people play it and everything. I don't know. I didn't play it myself, so I can't say for sure, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not a Silent Hill kind of guy. In this case, it's going to Expedition 33. Storytelling in Expedition 33 was just so good. So good. Like, there's no contender for me when it comes to story other than Expedition 33. So that's getting my vote here. Best art direction. Outstanding creative and technical achievement in artistic design and animation. I understand why Hollow Knight is here and why Hades 2 is here, but if you ask me, Hollow Knight Silksong didn't add anything to its already, like, its design, right? Like, it's really good for a Hollow Knight game, and we love Hollow Knight's artistic view and everything, but I don't think this one, Silksong, really pushed beyond what Hollow Knight already was. I just think that they did what they were good at, and that's pretty much it. Hades 2, I think, suffers from the same thing. I don't think it did anything major or anything different in order to really shine compared to Hades 1. They're the same art style. I don't think it kind of stayed with its art style, and there's nothing wrong with it. Pretty good art style, but it's faithful to its franchise. I don't think it pushed the envelope on anything. I'm going for Expedition 33. It's just the petals, the characters, the world, everything was just so creative, so unique that it has to go for Expedition 33. Best score and music. Expedition 33, man. It's just so good. I generally would stop and just listen to Expedition 33's soundtrack while I did work, while I was driving, while I was doing any other stuff. Like there's nothing better than this soundtrack. So Expedition 33 also gets it. Best audio design. Oh, dude, that's so true. If Arc Raiders was in best audio design, I would have given it to them. I would have definitely given it to them. The sound design for Arc Raiders, sounds of the robots, the sounds of your gun shooting, and everything is so crisp. I don't doubt that Battlefield 6 also has it, but it's I feel like a Battlefield game and like Call of Duty, the guns, the sound of those guns, I feel like they just, you know, there's only so much you can innovate in audio design when it comes to just how the gun sounds, right? So for me, we're going to Expedition 33 as well, because it just, I loved everything about this game. Best performances awarded to individuals for voice acting. Oh, dude, you're giving me Charlie Cox. Dude, Gustav is just, Gustav was so good. And you also have from Expedition 33, we have 3. Oh God, we have like the main cast here. So who deserves it more? Verso, Gustav, and Mael. It's a toughie. Mael's like suffering. Her acting is so good. The voice cracks that she has when different things happen to her, and how real her character feels. But like Gustav though, I love Gustav so much, and Verso so much too. Damn, this is a hard one. I'm gonna give it to Mael. I'm gonna give it to Mael because we see way more emotional range with Mael and her voice acting when through all the different scenes that we see through the story. We have to vote for one of them. Next category. I had to vote for somebody. It was a hard decision, but I had to vote for something. Innovation and accessibility. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna vote purely by their gem score if I have their gem. Doom the Dark Ages. There it is. What place is it? 214th place. Not seeing. Oh, it's seeing 6 gems on average. Not doing that bad. I saw a peak of 86, similar to some of the Game of the Year's contenders. We're looking for South of Midnight, and it's currently in 2,109th place in the entire marketplace, which is why it doesn't exist in the website. Because I only have the top 1,000 games in the website. It currently has a score of 0.24 gems. So Atomfall is currently in 1,167th place in the gaming marketplace, which is also why it's not included in the website, with its most recent value being 0.7 gems. If we're voting purely from gem score, Doom the Dark Ages ends up getting it. So let's give it to Doom the Dark Ages. You should find a way to optimize stuff on the site so that you could fit more gem scores into the site. The way I could optimize the site to like include more gems and more games is by literally just paying servers more to be able to withstand the database and everything. But if you want me to expand the website, all you gotta do is follow and subscribe to the channel, follow the Twitch, follow me on Twitch, or go to the website, visit the website, give it attention, give it to your friends, spread the word. That's another way you can support me, and then hopefully from that I'll be able to actually be able to make the website better and have it be more efficient to hold more games. So games for impact, for thought-provoking games with pro-social meanings or messages. So currently Lost Records Bloom and Rage is 744th place in the market, at least in the indie games market, and it sees an average gem score of 0.26 with a peak gem score of 0.59. So Wonderstop is currently overall in the market at 3,487th place, and it has a gem score of 0.084 gems. Despelote has it's currently in 8,000th place, and it has a gem score of 0.0078 gems. If we're looking purely from gem score, I think Lost Records takes the cake. Yeah, Lost Records takes the cake. Okay, best ongoing game. Awards for the game's outstanding development and ongoing content that evolves players' experience over time. Helldivers might deserve it nowadays because Helldivers has actually listened to this community. They've come a long way from the issues that they were having when the game was originally released last year. I think best ongoing today, I would have to give it to Marvel Rivals. It's still doing pretty strong. A lot of people still love playing this game. They keep adding more characters. I think they've been doing really well with their balance patches. I don't see anything super big or wrong about this game. The only reason I don't play Marvel Rivals is because I know that if I play Marvel Rivals, I'll get as addicted as I did when I played it when it came out, and I just don't have the time to dedicate to it. I think Marvel Rivals does deserve it to a certain degree, but I want to give my vote to Helldivers 2, mostly because I made a whole video about how Helldivers 2 was kind of going down and under, and it was at risk of just being canceled altogether or like being shut down. But I think they listened to the community, and I think they changed a lot of things for the better, and I think that because of that, I believe they should be commended for at least for a vote on my end. So I'll give it to Helldivers 2. Best community support. You know, I'm gonna go to your previous one. I'm gonna change my vote because I voted on Helldivers in best ongoing because of best community support. I'm gonna switch my vote. Marvel Rivals is gonna have the best ongoing, and Helldivers 2 I think deserves the best community support because of everything I mentioned previously. Best independent game. I have to give this one to Blueprints. That's a toughie. I would like to give my vote to. I do want to vote for Blueprints because of how innovative it was and how it's very unique and it's so good. Silksong also really deserves it. I think that Silksong shows how the success of like indie games genre as a whole, really highlighting like breaking records and like highlighting what how indie development should be. So I'm kind of in a crossroads here. I'm really in a crossroads. I really want to give it to Blueprints. I really do. I'm torn. I really want to give it to Blueprints, but I think that if Expedition 33 wins Game of the Year, I think Silksong deserves Best Indie. That's just my take on it. Let it be known that I love Blueprints, and I think Blueprints deserves this as much as Silksong or Hades 2 or Expedition 33. But I think I'm gonna go for Silksong just because of its impact. Best debut indie game. Dispatch falls for this? I didn't think Dispatch was gonna like fall under this. I'm surprised that it's being considered for this year's. I thought it wasn't gonna fall. Yeah, October 22nd. I thought that in October you're already too late. Maybe November is the cutoff date. What's the cutoff date? I don't know what the cutoff date is. Let me check. Maybe I can check. Is it in the about? Anything before November 21st, 2025? Wait, how do we have? That's not fair. It's 2 days. How can you release the nominees and have the cutoff date be after the nominees have already been announced? That doesn't make sense to me. That's crazy. Okay, doesn't make sense to me at all. I feel like some of these games are getting done dirty. Whatever. But if I'm to give best debut indie game, Dispatch is really good, but I have to give it to Blueprint. Like, I want to give some attention to other games that really deserve it. I think that Blueprints did so well with what it did. Best mobile games. I'm gonna be honest. I don't play many mobile games. I really don't. Persona? There's a Persona mobile game? I didn't even know that. I'm gonna have to give it to Amamusume, because Amamusume was such a cultural hit when it got popular, right? Like so many content creators, so many people were playing Amamusume. But I think Amamusume, as far as like mobile games go, is a sleeper hit this year. So I'm gonna give it to Amamusume. Best action game. So if we're looking primarily on combat, I would have to choose Hades 2. If I'm being completely honest. The combat mechanics for Hades 1 was really good, and they've done the same thing with Hades 2. I did see some Ninja Gaiden 4 love recently. I saw some people really loving Ninja Gaiden 4. So that should deserve some praise. But I feel like for the top contenders, I didn't vote for any of the other. I voted for every other Game of the Year nominee except Hades 2, and I think Hades 2 deserves it. So let's give it action. So we'll just go with Hades 2. Best action and adventure game. There we go. I know a lot of people love Indiana Jones. Everybody loved when Indiana Jones came out. It's loved by many. I know that that's the case. But I'm neither an Indiana Jones fan, nor did I play the game. So I don't really care. And Death Stranding 2 is the same thing as Death Stranding 1, which is just walking simulator. So if I'm gonna give this to anybody, best action adventure, it would either be Hollow Knight, like Silksong, or Split Fiction. And considering that Hollow Knight is such a big thing, I would have to give it to Silksong. Best RPG, okay, role playing. I think that Expedition 33 wins this one by a mile because it's basically modern, Western JRPG done right. We're gonna give it to Expedition 33. Next one is best family game. Okay, if you ask me, if we're talking about like best for family, I would just have to say it's anything that's gonna be fun playing with your family, right? And Bonanza is a single player game, so I'm gonna count that out. That doesn't count. I think that it's either Split Fiction, so like you can play, like couples can play it together and stuff like that. Like if there's any party game for families that don't have kids, Split Fiction would be for them. And if you want party games with the whole family, I think Lego Party takes it. So it depends on your family's composition. I voted for Split Fiction earlier. I'm gonna give Lego Party some love, even though it's basically a Mario Party with a Lego umbrella on it. But I feel like families could play it, and it's in the Netflix game, so it gives more flexibility for more families to be able to play it. And once again, it all depends on the size and composition of your family. But I think this one fits for everybody. So I'm going to go with Lego Party on this one. Best sports or racing game. I don't care about any of these. Rematch, I think, deserves it. I think Rematch deserves it. That's what I'm going to say. I think that these are great, but I think Rematch deserves it because I feel like this is the first soccer game that feels like a soccer game. So I'm going to give it to Rematch. I think it really deserves it. And I think that a really good soccer game that I feel like these guys should learn from. So Rematch it is. Best multiplayer, Arc Raiders is here. Although Arc Raiders is really good, it's a lot of fun. I would have to give this one to Peak. Oh, actually, maybe Night Rain. If we are to just go purely by what the gem scores say, right, by their performance in gems, it has to be Elden. If we go for Peak, which I have right here, we can see that it reached its peak was 334 gems, and on average it saw roughly 64 gems, which has gone down a lot since then, and it's currently only seeing around 3 point something gems, which goes up a little bit whenever they make these are the updates. Like these are the, I think this is the desert update, and this is the recent roots update, the new biomes that they've been adding. So they do see a little bit of an increase every so often, but if we're talking about longevity and one that has kept its role, I think Night Rain has to take it. Look at how steady it's been, performing super well, steadily, staying on the 300 gem mark for such a long time. But Arc Raiders is also a very big competition. If we look at Arc Raiders, we can see that it's 7th place, right? So we can see that right now, Elden Ring is 4th place in the entire market, while Arc Raiders is currently 7th place. If we take a look at their peaks, the highest Elden Ring got was 414 gems, while Arc Raiders did get a peak of 448. I think by performance alone, we have to go for Elden Ring Night Rain. I think Elden Ring Night Rain deserves it. It's been performing very well. It's done what it's done really well, and a lot of people still play it, have a lot of fun with it. So I'll have to keep it tonight. Content Creator of the Year. I already know who I'm gonna vote for, and that's gonna be Peanut. I think Peanut deserves it. I've seen so many of the clips, and especially in Arc Raiders, in Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov, like Peanut It's such a funny guy to watch. Genuinely such a funny guy to watch. I've been watching their clips. It's so funny. He has a great personality, and he's been growing recently a lot, getting a lot of popularity, getting a lot of traction, and I think it's well deserved. He's a really entertaining guy, and I really love watching his clips. So due to that, I'm gonna go Peanut. I think Peanut deserves it. Those are my votes. I hope that my reasoning was enough to satisfy you. I guess it's still my preference. I don't really have to prove why I choose or not choose to vote for something. I have more authority than you to decide what games are better, and clearly my decisions, my opinion, is more highly intellectual and more highly valued than yours. So if you're not voting like me, you're just wrong. Regardless, you could always vote for whatever it is you want, but I hope that you enjoyed some of the insight that I provided for some of these games and seeing their gem performances of some of these guys. And I will see you guys when the actual event happens. That's all for today. So we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys